What's up? It's Himini. The market has been absolutely crazy lately, and I hope you guys are studying enough so that you can take advantage of it or at least try to understand what's going on. So, today, the main thing we're going to be watching is KODK, and that's at the top left chart. As you can see, yesterday the stock was by the 8 area. Trump mentioned it after hours, and this thing went nuts. That's the market we live in. It's not that the company's great or they did anything amazing. It's that Trump mentioned them. There's going to be 4 things you have to keep in mind while we watch this price action. Number 1, this is not a predictable setup at this point. It is overextended and not a good short, nor is it a good time to buy. If you do decide to trade it, you can use small size or paper trade. But when using small size while shorting, you can still blow up your account. Number 2, many experienced traders blew up their accounts on this. Number 3, it is a crappy company and it's going to crash back to where it came from in the 8s. That does not mean short it though. Number 4, the recorded action takes place over 10 hours and is sped up. The actual parabolic spike lasted about 35 minutes. If you do want to watch the action in real time, I'm uploading that 10-hour video of the full market day as well. And that link will be in the description of this video. When a stock is gapping this big, some people consider it an automatic short, thinking it has to come back down. They usually enter with no risk level in mind, and this tactic is very dangerous. You can get into pretty ugly scenarios much faster than you think. Yes, you can try to hold through the spike while shorting and hope that it can come back down, but realistically there's no knowing how high the spike will go. Brokers can take you out of the stock at their own discretion at any point. And when they do, it's usually while you're down significantly on your position to limit their own risk of blowing up. It is also very risky to buy this stock because in the same way that it moved from the 20s to 60 within 30 minutes, it can do the same thing to the downside, straight back to where it came. During each candle that the stock spiked from the 20s to the 60s, the SEC kept halting the stock. This limited the ability for traders to exit their positions. That's why this stock is unpredictable and hard to cut losses where you want to. At this point, the stock is full of believers. Believers are people that think the stock will continue to rise and possibly break that 60 area. That is unpredictable and probably won't happen. Below KODK, you can see BLNK and PRTK. PRTK is a sympathy play to KODK. And if you compare the times that they both spiked, they match up almost perfectly. At the top right, you can see GBTC, and below it, MARA and RIOT. These are stocks moving in sympathy to Bitcoin. I actually got it on video when these stocks ran in sympathy to each other as well as in sympathy to Bitcoin. That will be coming in future videos as well. And below them, IBIO, it's just a choppy stock that just tends to squeeze shorts, so I just had that on watch. And OCGN is a good example of the panic dip buy that Sykes looks for, except this is a little choppy version of it, and it was harder to trade it. I know there's a lot going on my screen, but this is how I was able to capture the massive spike that KODK had, by having this many stocks on watch and on video. I'm not watching this amount of stocks at all times. I'm usually focusing only on 2 or 3 stocks and have a bunch in the background with alerts set in case they start running. If you do try to focus on this many stocks, you're going to absolutely lose your mind, especially when starting out. If you try to keep watching stocks that are spiking and just try to chase them up, you're going to lose more times than not, and you're going to get burned pretty badly. If you do think KODK can retest that high of $60, or even break it, then stay tuned for the next video so you can see how this does play out. On the top right, now you can see KNDI, and I believe Sykes was trying to buy this stock in the 5s, but missed his entry, so he didn't chase it. And now it just continues all the way to the 9 area, and possibly even 10. Below it is FUV and SOLO. These stocks are running in sympathy to KNDI as well. And below them, Tesla and SHLO. Tesla, I would not trade it. I just have it as a guide to know what's going on. And SHLO, it's a little too cheap than I like. So you tell me, do you guys like these videos where I show a bunch of stocks? Or do you feel that they're not that beneficial? While you think about that, let's look at BLNK at the bottom left. This stock looks like it's moving after hours, and for me, this is too choppy to trade, but it can still run. A lot of traders may be thinking BLNK can be the next KODK, but it's not even in the same industry, so I don't know why they would think that. It is an electric charging play, so it can be running in sympathy to KNDI, but I highly doubt this is going to the 60s. And many traders will try to compare it like that, just because there was a recent runner like KODK. Let's continue watching as BLNK, KNDI, FUV, SOLO, and SHLO have an after hours push. SOLO seems like the crappiest of the bunch because it's having the most trouble spiking. But just because these are running after hours, it doesn't mean they will continue like KODK did. Most times, trading in pre-market and after hours is very low odds, and for me, it usually results in losses, so I tend to avoid it. Because I know it's low odds to trade after hours, I'm really good at controlling my fear of missing out in situations like this. I'm not here every day for the action. I'm here to learn from every setup in order to improve my future trades and become a consistently profitable trader. When I know a setup doesn't work for me, I do everything I can to make sure I don't put myself in that situation, because overall it's not worth it to emotionally frustrate yourself and prevent having a clear head for future trades. If you liked this video, leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos like this. To my knowledge, nobody has ever caught a spike like this on video, so just leave a like for that. Thank you and take care.